Final cup of tea before we leave. It's an Earl Grey, actually. It's quite nice. And all we have to do from here is check out of the hotel, go for a short walk to Bundaberg station. It's only 5 minutes. It's just round the corner. Part of the reason why I picked this hotel. And then go and check in. So check-in for the train opens 1 hour before departure and closes half an hour before. So you've got to be at your train at least half an hour, 40 minutes before it's scheduled to depart. From there, all I do is I find out whether I have to check my luggage or whether it can come with me and ride in, say, an overhead rack or something. I haven't actually caught this train before, so I'm really not 100% sure on the interior. I just know that I'm sitting in the business class section, which has a bit more space and larger seats, which I'm really looking forward to. It's about a 4.5, just under 5 hour journey into Brisbane, and we finish at Roma Street. This is Talking Planning. Bags in hand. We're on our way to Bundy station and it's just up ahead now, so let's get ready to check in and jump on the train, which should leave here at just after 10 in the morning. So about an hour and 20 minutes until the train leaves. Right, I'm just making my way down the platform now. I found out that they just check the ticket on the train. I've got my bags. I found out I don't actually need to check in my suitcase. It's just a small roller bag, but that's handy. So yeah, I'll show you a bit around the platform. Because it's about an hour before my train still arrives, I thought I'd just show you around some of the platforms so you can see what Bundaberg station is like. As you can see, there are these little platform guards. They are to rope off sections of track when there's no trains coming through. The further you go down this end of the platform, it starts to narrow. Just making my way, weaving through some of the platform roof supports, just so I can get a little bit closer. Keeping an eye on stuff because I'm not wheeling my suitcase with me. And you can tell this platform is designed for trains much longer than are often used. I just walked past an 8-car platform marker. This is a boarding ramp. And there's a lot more platform down this way. And once you get past probably the area big enough to serve the first, let me guess, you can probably fit an 8 or 9 car train down here. You get to a section of open platform. Now, I don't think all that many trains terminate at Bundaberg anymore, so I'm not convinced this second platform is all that often used, but I could be wrong. You'll see there are carriage markers, so if I zoom in here, you'll see one there for ice, saying ice. That's for our Intercity Express units. There's ones for TT. I don't know what they are either, but silly me, it took a while to realise this, but the TT for the platform markers stands for tilt train. How did I not get this already? Oh well. I'll quickly show you in a bit better light one of these benches. I really like the effect. More cabinets and storage, and I assume that's all pumping for any extra water on board and waste, which is really neat. You'll see this second platform sort of curves around and it's a dead end platform, so there's a buffer up there and a sign off in the distance saying electric locomotives must not pass that point, which is probably very wise. And there's a bit more platform up there, but I did show you that already, so here we are. I'm just making my way down the second platform a bit more, just so you can see the end and exactly why electric locomotives must not pass this point. And this is exactly as far as we go. So I did get to the station a little bit earlier than I really needed to, which meant I was waiting on the platform for about an hour and 20 minutes before the train actually arrived. So I did have a little bit of a look around the station, but it was getting a bit boring after a while. You can only check your phone for notifications so many times. But fortunately, a little bit of railway and air entertainment arrived in the form of this Pacific National Freight train. Up the footage a few times because it takes so bloody long for these trains to pass. In fact, the original recording of just this train arriving into Bundaberg station was over 3 minutes long. If you look carefully in the distance while watching, you'll see an Alliance Airways Fokker, I think it's a Fokker 70, and I believe it's doing an approach into Bundaberg. It looks like it's doing the loop, much like the flight I did when I came in on Thursday morning. See if you can still see it. There it is. I just looked on Flight Radar 24 and I checked up on what that aircraft flying past was, and it indeed was a Fokker 70 operating the same flight that I caught, VA2905, and its registration VHNUZ. Cool. I enjoyed my flight over, so if you haven't already checked out the review on the Brisbane to Bundaberg flight, go and have a look on my channel as well for that one. Right, still waiting for this train, and I just found out that there's been a 10-minute delay. So in the meantime, come and check out these 2100 class locomotives and have a good look at these nice wooden benches, this station sign, and the platform CRT monitors, which look like they haven't worked in a long time. Right, so it's roughly about 10 minutes before my train arrives. There was about a 10-minute delay, so the train should be arriving at Bundaberg at 10:15 instead of 10:05. But that's alright, because at least I've got these two cool locomotives to have a look at in the meantime. After waiting a little bit longer than I really needed to on the platform for this train, I'm very excited to see this tilt train pull in. Number 5703, City of Rockhampton. Personally, I think these tilt trains look nice, sleek and modern, which is impressive for a train that is over 20 years old. Let's see what the inside looks like in comparison.
Please stand clear.
So now you've seen the outside of these lovely trains, let's have a look inside at the business class cabin of the Queensland Rail electric tilt train, which runs between Rockhampton and Brisbane. Business class seats are arranged in a 1-2 configuration with a solo seat on the left and a pair of seats on the right. If you're sitting in the pair of seats, you will find a drinks tray in the armrest, which pops out that you can rest your drinks on. In front of you, you'll find a storage pocket which contains the menu, emergency information, and TV guide for the personal TVs, as well as the radio controls. I should point out that the electric trains are not fitted with personal TVs, instead just showing movies throughout the cabin. The diesel tilt trains, which do the much longer distance services, actually have TVs in every seat. You can change your radio, however, and there's a selection of stations to choose from. Business class seats receive 240 volt power, which is handy for charging electronics on the go. On the back of the chair in front or on the bulkhead, you will find a tray table. It's not quite as sturdy as an airline tray table and not quite as large, but it's still functional and is enough to rest a small meal on or a laptop. Just keep in mind that they do shake a little bit more than aircraft tray tables because the trains aren't as smooth as I first expected. Business class seats recline and they are comfortable for relaxing in, which is good on a journey of this length. Queensland Rail offers a buy on board menu on board these services, with a wide selection of hot meals, cold food, chips, snacks, drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages available. I decided that for this journey I would try the honey soy chicken, which was quite tasty and at $9.50 not too bad value. And I also decided to get myself a beer, a 4X Gold. The train is licensed, so you are allowed to drink alcoholic products that were purchased on board. A can of 4X Gold was $6.50, and it was at this point in time I discovered something even better than shower beer, train beer. So after that luncheon beer, it was time to see if the facilities were actually accessible to wheelchairs, unlike those of the NGR. So, in the famous words of several other YouTubers, let's do a loo review. The facilities on board the tilt train are cleverly laid out and are easy to navigate for those with visual or physical impairments. There are large controls and buttons with signage well written and clear, and also available in Braille. There are lots of grab handles, the sink is automatic, there is a hand dryer and soap easily available, and there are some neat little touches like these coat hooks which flip out of the wall, which can store jackets and small bags easily. There's also a window there for extra light, but it's frosted so you can't see in or out, so your privacy is guaranteed. Whilst coming back from the galley, I quickly checked out the economy seating just to see how much space there was. And let's just say, whilst the seats still look reasonably comfortable, I'm definitely glad I had the extra space of business class to enjoy for this 5-hour journey. So we are almost at Roma Street. I'm just travelling now through the exhibition route. So thanks for joining me on Talking Plenty. See you again soon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to experience the tilt train for yourself, head over to Queensland Rail's website to find out more about timetables and how you'll be able to book. For my service, I was required to book and pay over the phone, as restrictions meant that the online booking site was not open to the general public. Queensland Rail has been doing lots of work to ensure that their journeys are safe, clean and comfortable, and that includes social distancing on board trains, so there's plenty of space between you and the next traveller. This means that passenger numbers are limited, so you will need to book in advance to ensure you can get a seat. Overall though, I'd say the experience is worth it, and keep looking on Talking Planning to see a comparison between the two travel options between Bundaberg that I tested over the last couple of weeks. Did you know on Talking Planning we release a brand new video every Saturday morning at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time? Make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to make sure that you're always up to date with the latest Talking Planning content. If you aren't already, you can also follow my adventures on Twitter and Instagram, both with the handle Talking Planning.